Hello everybody, it's Rick with Stumpt, and I'm here today playing Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth Rising Tide. This is a game that I've never played. Well, I've never played the Rising Tide DLC. I have put nearly 100 hours into playing Beyond Earth, but I haven't played Beyond Earth in nearly a year. So I've forgotten a lot of what I'm supposed to do in this game. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, and I hope that you guys are okay with that you guys don't mind this first episode just kind of getting my bearings again. I'm going to set up a game. And I've got it on the moderate level, quick game, standard, which is 8 players. I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to play as one of the new civilizations that came along with Rising Tide, which is Chungsu. Now, this is kind of like the space version of Korea. And with Chungsu, you start with 1 free covert agent, and each successful covert operation in a foreign city will reward us with 10 science per agent rank, all right? And I may make plant fall at sea if able, which means that I can start my city on the ocean, which is another new thing about Rising Tide is you can build cities on the ocean, and those cities can actually move on the ocean. You'll see that in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and choose a colonist. And this is another way that Beyond Earth separates itself from Civilization 5. Not only does it take place in space and in the future, but depending on what civilization you choose, you can actually sort of specialize them with all these different options, with like the colonist option and your spaceship option. So I need to choose a colonist option, and I think I'm going to do +2 science in every city. I'm going to do the scientist colonist right here. Now we need to choose a spacecraft, and again, it's going to give us with a beginning perk here. And we've got Continental Surveyor, which is going to reveal coasts on our map. Retrograde Thrusters, which is going to give us a wider area to choose where we want to start our first city. Tectonic Scanner is going to go ahead and let us see where petroleum, geothermal, and titanium resources are without needing the actual technology, which would normally reveal those things. Fusion Reactor will let us begin with 100 energy at standard speed. And then finally, Lifeform Sensor is going to reveal alien nests, which are like the equivalent of barbarian encampments on the map. I think what I'm going to do is go with Retrograde Thrusters, which is going to give us a wider option of choosing where we're going to actually start our first city. And now I need some cargo. Now we can do hydroponics, which is going to give us 1 extra population in our first city. Laboratory is going to give us the pioneering technology to start off. Raw materials is going to allow us to start with a clinic building. Weapon arsenal will let us start with the soldier, and machinery will let us start with the worker. I think I'm going to go with raw materials and start with the clinic in my first city. And now we can actually begin, but we need to pick a planet. And I'm just going to go ahead and roll a random planet. Let's just see what we end up rolling. All right, so the game starts, and we need to choose a place to settle. Now, I could settle on land, but since this is the Rising Tide DLC, I can settle on the ocean as well. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to settle on the ocean. Let's settle right here. Now, you'll see what the benefits are of settling on the ocean in just a moment. We'll be able to move the city, and I'll show you guys that in just a little bit. But first off, we're going to go ahead and start exploring here. We start with an explorer, and you can see this world is just alien. It's foreign. It's very weird looking. Over here, we've got a resource pod, so I'm going to actually start to send my explorer. Actually, we've got 2 resource pods, 1 right there, too. So I'm going to start to send my explorer inland to go check out these resource pods. And there's some stuff that's sort of hard to see, but you see this kind of like hazy greenish mist. That's miasma. So we're going to want to make sure that we don't stop our movement on one of those miasma hexes, because that will end up damaging our poor little explorer. And we need to choose some... Oh, this is a project because we are Chungsu, so we start with a covert op. And since I don't see any other civilizations yet, I'm just going to go ahead and station him in my headquarters here. I'm just going to use the propaganda covert ops, which is going to give us an additional 2% health for each agent stationed at the headquarters. And I'm just going to go ahead and assign him. And so the way health works, health is like happiness in this game. So it's like the Civilization 5 equivalent to happiness. Energy is like the Civilization 5 equivalent to gold. Science, of course, is science, and culture, of course, is culture. Right over here, these are resources. You can think of them as luxury resources, but luxury resources in this game don't work like they do in Civilization 5. So luxury resources aren't going to give us health. It's not going to give us happiness. Only buildings, if I remember correctly, will actually give us happiness. So now I need to research something. I'm going to go ahead and research pioneering, because that's going to actually let me build colonists and start to build new cities on this strange and alien world. And now I need production here in Gyeongsang. So I'm going to go ahead and do an old Earth relic. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. That's fine. Or I could do a worker, actually. Maybe I should do a worker first. All right, let's do the worker. Now we can move on to the next turn. And processing turn for power miners. Miner power, sorry. Power miners. You know, those guys who mine power. Okay, we're almost to this resource pod now. And I've still got 7 turns left to build the worker. Ooh, but I got a quest decision. Okay, so we've got a quest here. Government service quest decision. With the completion of the clinic, the colonists have expressed approval of your leadership. Hey, thanks, guys. A small group wishes to establish a volunteer program to benefit the city and our future outposts. Some suggest we create a civil defense force with branches in each clinic, while others suggest allowing volunteers to staff the clinics themselves. So should we create a defense force, which is going to give us plus 15% city hit points per clinics, or are we going to do plus 1 health from clinics? I'm going to do plus 1 health because if Rising Tide is anything like the base Beyond Earth game, health is hard to come by. So I'm going to go ahead and do health. There we go. So I received plus 1 health from the clinics, and I will get plus 1 health from clinics from here on out. And I need to move on to the next turn now. Oh, looks like we've got our next civilization. Who do we have here? Who was that? Who was that? National Security Project has been activated. Okay, great. But, ooh, I want to know who landed. Where are they? I don't see them on my map. Oh, is that them right there? No, that's my explorer. All right, we'll find out in just a moment who they were. Okay, we've got a resource pod. Inside the resource pod, you found a collection of goods and luxuries from old Earth that your people never thought they would see again. These rally and reinforce, refocus your people, providing 25 culture. Ah, cool. And our sponsor had the foresight, so this is just telling you about resource pods, what they are, so great. Now we know all about resource pods. Let's try to get that other resource pod now. Okay, I found an alien nest. Okay, we're going to want to take that out. And I've also found another resource pod right by that alien nest. I need to develop a virtue now. So virtues are like policies in Civilization 5. So I need to choose, let's see, what do I want to do? Do I want to do industry, prosperity, might, or knowledge? Seeing as I'm Korea, you would think knowledge, right? Korea's so science-based. 10% science when your cities are healthy. So I'm gonna do knowledge. I'm gonna go with that foresight there. Okay. There we go. So we're going into the knowledge tree, and I'm gonna move on to the next turn. All right, aliens are coming out of there now, so I'm gonna actually head up this way. I don't want to get involved with this aliens here. I'm just gonna stop there because I don't want to stop in the miasma. I know that there was another movement left from that explorer, but there's miasma there. I'm gonna call it good. And now I'm going to move up here.
That is able to move. Moving water cities allows them.
Okay, so he's just telling me that my city is able to move, which is something new. And ooh, we get another. All right, so and you can see that every 5 points I put into knowledge, you can see I'm going to get a synergy bonus. So it's going to give me plus 10 culture in every city once I have 5 policies research from the knowledge tree. So let's see. Earn 20% science from finishing expeditions. That's actually pretty good. I think I'm going to go with that. Because if I get those resource pods and I actually conduct expeditions, then I can be getting some extra science out of this. All right. So now it wants us to found another outpost, which we can start to focus on once I get to these resource pods. And I'm probably going to need to build a military unit. Oh, we've got another civilization here. I wonder who that one is. Okay, they're way up there, this civilization. Whoever they are. All right, we'll meet them later, I'm sure. Okay, more bugs. Alien scarab. They will attack my explorer. Yep, they're moving right down towards it. Oh, and somebody's actually coming up right next to us. They're very near us, whoever this civilization was. Okay, let's move over here now. Okay, there's the alien nest. We've got 1 turn left until our worker's built. So we can go ahead and build a soldier next. Is that scarab going to attack us? Oh, he didn't attack us. Cool. Our scientists have detected a weak radio signal. Its signature is definitely human. We should investigate the signal source. There's no telling what we may find. Build an expedition at the signal source. All right, so we need to find out what the signal is. We found a resource pod, so we found science from the resource pod. The equipment is eagerly welcomed by your scientists, providing 12 research. And our research is completed. Now we can construct a mobile machinery needed for the outpost.
The universe is...
Pioneering has been researched, so now we can actually set up outposts, which we should actually do. And we need production. So let's see. I can build a colonist to set up an outpost. I can also build a trade depot. But I need to build a soldier. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to be 12 turns, which is a crazy long time to build a soldier. And I'm going to need to research something now. I'm going to do planetary survey because it's going to allow me to build the thermohaline rudder, and it's going to allow me to move my aquatic city onto ocean tiles. So let's go ahead and research planetary survey. And now I need to move on to the next turn. So something interesting about this game, these bugs here, these scarabs, they haven't attacked my explorer yet. They can attack my explorer, but they're kind of passive as well. So if I don't attack them, I think that they won't attack me. So I'm just going to leave them be. I'm going to construct a farm right here. My worker. So we can start building up Jiangsang. And now move on to the next turn. Okay, little explorer. Oh, it looks like over here. That's where I need to set up an expedition. Which will allow us to find some stuff. And also, I think it'll give us that science from completing expeditions. That policy that we chose. Okay, let's see. There we go. You're right on top of it. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is this? It is disgusting, whatever it is. Giant fungus. Oh man. There are weird things in this game, guys. Weird alien things that are going to take some getting used to. If it's one thing I can't stand, it's aliens. They creep me out. So this game's going to give me the heebie-jeebies. All right, good job, worker. You built a farm. Just keep on farming it. And move on to the next turn. So we've got some resource right here. We've got, oh, it's gold, actually. That's kind of a cool resource. Okay, so I'm going to have to probably get the technology that's going to allow me to mine gold. I don't have that tech yet.
All planets possess inherent value, and establishing the exact dollar value of the property should be a priority.
Okay, so we just researched planetary survey. So now we can actually go ahead and look into our research and see what we need in order to harvest gold. Let's see, gold, huh? Genetics, chemistry, maybe chemistry? Okay, reveals petroleum, chemistry. Let's see, reveals geothermal on the map. Where would I find gold? Ecology, maybe? Ecology clears miasma. That'd be all right. There are so many things in this web. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. Let's see here, tech web. You're very confusing. Okay, power systems gives us the quarry improvement, so maybe that's what we need to get gold. Let's see. We'll go for power systems, all right? First, we're going to do engineering. And let's go ahead and return back to the map. Go to the next turn here. So expedition's complete, and we have got 80 production from that expedition, which is cool. And we should have gotten that science bump as well from completing that expedition. So now we're going to keep on moving. Let's go down here. There's another resource pod that we can get to, and we've got a soldier now. So let's start sending our soldier over here to that alien nest. See if we can take that out. And we've got a quest decision here. We've located the signal's origin. A probe belonging to the Cestus group crashed in a swarm of xenomass. The Cestus group never reached our new planet, and their status remains a mystery. Recovering the probe may provide answers to the ultimate fate. However, doing so will likely contaminate the xenomass, making the rare material unfit to use. Leaving the probe undisturbed will protect the potential valuable resource. Okay, do we not risk contamination, which is going to give us harmony? Or do we recover the probe and the xenomass doesn't matter, which is going to give us purity and supremacy? So this is where we need to start deciding which path we want to go on, because we need to choose what would you call it? So this is where we choose an affinity. So we got to choose harmony or purity and supremacy. Harmony is going to allow us to become one with the alien life, whereas purity and supremacy are going to let us, well, be badass. I'm going to recover the probe. There we go. Probe's been recovered. The xenomass has great worth, but it's not nearly as valuable as our species. We owe it to the memory of the Cestus group to investigate their fate. Damn right. Damn right. So now I think I have to go back and actually investigate their fate. So let's try to do that. Let's see. My soldier can move on to land. I need production here. Since I've created my soldier, I can do the thermohaline rudder now, which will let me move the aquatic city, I believe. And you can see I can move my city with one turn. Let's try this, okay? Let's try to move the city, okay? And apparently, by moving cities, that's how we actually expand our borders. So let's try to move it right over here and see what happens. Moving on to next turn. There we go. And you can see that we've now expanded our borders, right? Because we've moved over one tile. So I can keep on moving and expanding our borders. This is kind of cool. I kind of like this. All right. And it's the only way, apparently, to grow your borders without actually purchasing tiles. So this is going to make the game very, very interesting. I wonder how big I can actually make the cities by actually just moving the aquatic city. This is something that we'll discover, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and do an Old Earth relic, which is going to give us +2 culture and +2 capital. And still weirded out by this giant fungus. I'm kind of wondering what the hell the deal is with that. Okay, so I've got my guy right on top of this thing here, and let's see. I guess he can't do anything here. I thought that he would be able to. Let's see. Okay, we're moving on. Moving on. My soldier's gonna move over here to this alien nest, try to take it out. We don't want to stop in the miasma. There we go. Moving on to the next turn. And we're probably going to want to build an outpost soon, right? Probably going to want to do that. Let's see. I need to... down this way. Okay, you, my friend. Okay, we can start to kill the bugs now. Okay, gonna get into a little firefight here. Oh, man, these scarabs. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Okay, Jiangsang is going to build a colonist now. 7 turns to do that. Let's go ahead and set up our second outpost. Oh god, these bugs are flying at me. What are they doing? Oh god. Oh god. We're alive. We're surviving. We've just researched engineering. I'm gonna move this guy down here. Okay, we've got more giant fungus. And this guy is close to... let's see. Close to killing these scarabs. Let's go ahead and finish him off. Okay, scarabs are done for. But... I advance, but I'm surrounded here. There are lots of aliens everywhere. What can I actually do here? I can construct a barge. Change this tile. Okay. So what is this here? What am I? I'm on top of algae. Construct a work barge. Let's go ahead and see what that is all about. Let's try to construct a work barge and see what happens. Now I need to choose some research. I'm going to choose power systems so I can actually build quarries. Maybe that's what I need to get the gold. We're going to find out. And move on to our next turn. Oh god. Oh god, what are these bugs gonna do? My soldier's gonna die. Oh, he's gonna get wiped out. You fought valiantly, but you were just overrun, man. Those were way too many bugs. I'm gonna need to send a bigger force to take him on. Okay, so I can't move past this this rift. So I'm gonna have to start moving up this way. Okay, quest decision. What do we have here? Oh, first off, I can actually choose a new policy here. So I'm going to go with social mores. Each city tile generates 0.25 culture for every population. Let's go ahead and do that. And here we go. Our quest decision is going to be... several new ventures wish to establish their operation near our territory. They provide different services that may be useful to us. New Babylon provides +1 energy and 3 culture to any city that establishes a trade route. Banu Musa provides +4 science to any city that establishes a trade route. Which venture would you like to approve? Let's go ahead and do Banu Musa. There we go. So Banu Musa established near our territory. So now we need to set up a trade route with Banu Musa, and then we'll start getting some science from them. Okay, come on, little guy. He's gonna have to stop in the miasma. There's just little choice there. Sorry, guy. Marvel discovered. Whoa! Explorers from a neighboring colony have discovered a colossal alien fungus. The mountain-sized specimen is largely inaccessible due to a treacherous landscape of surrounding rock. Hundreds of years of growth have disrupted the surrounding terrain, creating hazardous badlands and covering the fungus in airborne debris. It's unlikely that a species this large would live in isolation. We should study any other specimens we can find. So clean giant fungi. Okay. There we go. We've got another resource pod. Recovered 25 science, and inside the resource pod you find a basic satellite, still intact, and enough rocket fuel for it to reach escape velocity. A free solar collector is now ready to launch. Cool. So this solar collector, I would imagine, is going to give us energy, and I'm going to launch this solar collector. Here we go. I'm going to launch it in orbit. And where am I going to launch it? I'm going to launch it, I guess, right over my city, I suppose? How about right here? There we go. I've launched it. Now it's collecting energy, I suppose. There we go. You can see our energy now. We're generating +8 energy, and I think that's due in large part to our solar collector. Thank you so much, solar collector. Okay, so my expedition is still expediting. And my worker has just created a barge. Good job there. So now I'm going to move over here and create another farm. And I've got some more of this giant fungi over here. So I wonder if they... wonder if we can actually clean the fungi. I don't know how I clean the fungi. Gonna need to figure that out somehow. We've completed the construction of a necessary machine. Search for an ideal location to build an outpost. Okay. Now we can build our next outpost, which is good because it's just about done with this episode. We're gonna have to call it an end after we build this outpost. But where are we gonna build the outpost is the question. It's looking like these are good areas over here. So let's go ahead and just listen to the suggestions. Try to build my outpost right over here next to this ferraxite. And let's see, thorium reactor. I can build a trade depot. Trade depot. I want to build that, right? Because we want to be able to trade with Banu Musa and get our science right. So let's do that. Another civilization has just shown up. So if I'm keeping track correctly, I think that was the 4th civilization to arrive. And ooh, we can actually create an expedition right here, but it's on top of miasma. We're gonna have to get that tech that's gonna allow us to clear miasma, or else my poor expedition's gonna die. Okay, so let's go ahead and start expediting.
To upgrade one of your personality traits. Upgrading a trait will make its benefits stronger, and your colony...
Okay. Our newly constructed memorial to Old Earth, while important to the people, is expensive to maintain. A privately held corporation has quietly approached us about buying the relic with assurance that they will keep it accessible to the public for the most part. Should we sell the rights to the old Earth relic, which is going to give us free maintenance, or should we refuse the offer and get some culture from it? I'm going to refuse the offer. I think that we can afford the upkeep, all right? And I need to develop a virtue, so what are we going to do? Let's keep going knowledge, and each city tile generates 0.25% science for every population, or I can do earn extra culture equal to 30% of net positive health. Let's do that. And a unit needs orders. Okay, so it needs orders, but maybe, let's see, I recommend you construct an expedition here. Why can't I construct an expedition? I'm trying to. Let's see. The location is an expedition site. Well, I would like to. I guess I'm going to move you up there, but move you back down there. Will it not let me construct it on miasma? Maybe that's what's wrong. Let's find out. Okay. Yeah, it's not giving me an option to construct. Come on. Move mode, attack mode, fortify, explore, fortify, alert. Oh, I don't have expedition modules. That's right. Now I'm remembering. I have to send my explorer back to my base, back to my capital, in order to get an exploration module. Okay, we founded our next outpost, and now I'm going to start sending my worker over there. Do I need to build roads in this game? I can't remember. And I do get a soldier from building an expedition, or building an outpost, so I'm just going to leave him right there for now. Okay, the bugs are coming. Oh, the bugs are attacking. And I'm probably going to need to fall back. Okay, let's go and get our expedition module.
They don't seem as useful anymore. You can exchange them for new ones. You have enough diplomatic capital to do this now. Visit the diplomacy section and see if any of the alternative traits are more attractive.
Okay, I can actually switch my traits, hey? So let's see. Check the diplomacy tab. Let's see. There's the diplomacy tab. The diplomacy system is the primary means by which leaders trade power and build relations. Through diplomacy, you can make agreements, improve or degrade your relationship with other leaders, and refine your leader's personality. Okay, so show me. Each leader has both a fear and respect value for each of other leader. These two numbers indicate how one leader feels about another. So respect indicates how much a leader reveres you and is influenced by actions you take. A leader's personality traits determine the actions that a leader will value. Fear is an indicator of how much strength you have in comparison with this leader. My affinity, oh, here we go. So my affinity is, let's see. I don't really have an affinity yet. A leader's affinity is visualized by my affinity screen, making it easier to see the perks a leader's affinity is providing. Okay, so I can actually upgrade here. Each successful covert operation in a foreign city rewards 15 science. So I can actually upgrade my perks here, my agreements here. Academic lobby, capital science yield increased 25 per turn. So if I wanted to, I could totally go ahead and, oh, I can add a personality trait too. Political, domestic, and military. Oh, this is all so complicated. Let's go ahead and do domestic. Let's try it. So I can do a domestic. Humanitarian's gonna up my crop yield. Developer's going to increase my health. Domestic is going to, refined's going to increase my culture. Industrialist, production. Domestic, innovative is going to be science, energy. Oh, so crazy. Okay, I'm going to select the innovative. There we go. So now I've got a new domestic perk right here. I've got the innovative perk. Oh man, this is so much more complicated than I expected. All right, everybody, I think that's where I'm going to call an end to the first episode of Beyond Earth. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thanks for bearing with me while I sort of get my bearings. If you guys have any tips for me, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll read them and take them all into consideration. And thank you so much for tuning in. And if you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys did, give it a like, favorite, share, and subscribe, guys. And come back next time when I'll have some more Beyond Earth.